Hagia Sophia, this was a Christian cathedral built in the 6th century AD in Istanbul that used to be Constantinople. As we know, that was the first city that King Constantine, one of the two Roman emperors at the time of the persecution of the Christians, stated in an edict that the Christians were free to practice their faith, and he set up this area of Byzantium as the city where Christianity was to flourish. And this cathedral was built in the 6th century as a Christian cathedral. This is Hagia Sophia, Hagia meaning saint and Sophia meaning the wisdom of God. This is the cathedral of God's wisdom in Istanbul. Now this cathedral, Hagia Sophia, has just opened to receive Sunni Muslim worshippers for the first time since 1931. The decision to convert the building in Istanbul, Turkey, from a museum back into a mosque divided opinions. Many Turkish inhabitants commended the transformation, while mostly secular Turkish inhabitants, much more of the international community, find it inconceivable. Strategically located for more than 2,000 years on the Bosphorus between Europe and Asia, between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, Istanbul, or formerly known as Constantinople, Istanbul means Istinpoli, meaning at the city of Constantinople, Istanbul, Istinpoli, has been the site of major religious and political artistic events in world history. The Hagia Sophia, originally a Byzantine church built in the 6th century, and for a short period in the 13th century Catholic church, was converted into a mosque in 1453 after the fall of Byzantium to Mehmet, the 18-year-old Turk who took over the city. Now it became a symbol of the Ottoman conquest of Istanbul by Mehmet II, also known as the Conqueror. The building owes a splendor to the Ottoman architecture of Armenian origin Mimar Sina. No, that's not so, because this was built in the 6th century. Now, between 1566 and 1574, Mimar Sinar extensively strengthened the Byzantine structure by adding 2 more minarets, securing its status as a monument that amalgamates symbols of both Christianity and Sunni Islam. Now, I'm reading this from an article by Senija Kausevic, Senior Lecturer in Marketing, SOAS, University of London. This is on The Conversation. It's a Creative Commons article. It doesn't mean that it's my opinion, but I'm reading what she writes. And this made the building something quite unique in the world. It was unique in the world when it was built in the 6th century, let's remember. Now, at the beginning of the end for Hagia Sophia, previous period as a mosque came in 1928, when the amendment of the Turkish constitution defined the relationship between state and religion. This was followed by the reforms of Turkey's first president, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, which set up a political grounding of the modern democratic and secular state. And as a result, the Cathedral of Hagia Sophia was closed to worship in 1931. After extensive renovation in 1934, it was converted into a museum, an act that symbolized Turkey's secularism. However, religious sentiments from both Christian Orthodox and Sunni Islam started to become more prominent at the beginning of the 21st century, with both demanding that the building should be returned to their religious worship. In 2006, a small room in the complex was used for prayer for Christian and Muslim employees on the site. In 2007, a Greek-American politician, Christos Spirou, launched an international campaign to restore the Hagia Sophia to a Christian church. Political campaigns, both internal and external to Turkey, have focused upon who rightfully owns the Hagia Sophia. On July 10, 2020, Turkey's administrative court, the Council of State, ruled to annul the 1934 decree, and later that day, Turkish President Recep Erdogan signed a presidential decree turning the Hagia Sophia Cathedral back into a mosque and opening it as a prayer for worship and prayer. Now, who does it belong to? Converting the Hagia Sophia back into a mosque has very challenging consequences within Turkey, but also on a transnational level. The Hagia Sophia is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, inscribed as part of the historic areas of Istanbul in 1985. Being a World Heritage Site ratifies the site as a highly prestigious and cultural precious to the territory in which it's located. However, an important question is, to whom does such a site belong? Is it to the nation where it's situated, or does its beauty, value, and significance go beyond national ownership? If named as a World Heritage Site, it arguably belongs to the whole world. This is a very debatable issue and may seem controversial, but for those who believe this, the question which comes to the fore is whether the Turkish government has the right to convert the Hagia Sophia and mess with its intangible heritage context such as its legacy of being a museum. Many World Heritage Sites are used in national politics, national branding and promotion, but when this involves linking or indexing these sites to aspects of national and international ideology and identity, one always needs to other someone else. There exists an exclusionary aspect to this promotional activity. The Taj Mahal, for instance, is often linked with divisions about ownership in the population of India. Is it a Mughal Islamic monument or a Hindu monument? It might be argued that, in essence, the Taj Mahal supersedes these religious and national extremes. It is a World Heritage Site with global currency and status. In a similar vein, the Hagia Sophia is being used by the Turkish government in the context of a desecularization of the country. Reprising its role as a mosque, it has become a symbol of the modern Turkish nation, where Turkish flags and the symbol of Sunni Islam are seen hand in hand. This brings the religion and state together. Divisions. Turkey is a state where Sunni Islam dominates, while other denominations such as Alevism, around 15% to 25% population, are silenced and othered by this turn towards desecularization. With the conversion of Hagia Sophia into a mosque, secular Turkish citizens are othered as well. The conversion is therefore very challenging in multi-religious and multi-ideological society. It also brings back East-West binaries over the building, where the Christian and secular world is seen as mostly in dismay about the decision, and the religious Muslim world is in total acceptance. In some, this decision has unnecessarily created division. Focusing at the national level, secular inhabitants of Istanbul and Turkey fear that the Hagia Sophia will never again be a museum, given that there seems to be a clear push towards religion and politics in the country. It may be very difficult to achieve. Even if the opposition political forces win in the future, they may never dare to change it back to museum because religious stability is very fragile and extremely vulnerable in Turkey. I have been to this building. I've been to Istanbul 3 times and have visited this building 3 times. And as you can see here, it has murals of icons. And of course, the whole church inside is covered with icons. The thing is that when Mehmed conquered Istanbul, his mother, who was Christian Orthodox, she convinced him to cover the icons with plaster. And as you can see here, some of this plaster is still on the mural. And because he covered them with plaster, they have remained in exquisite condition. The plaster has been, they started removing the plaster when it was, of course, a museum for people all over the world to come and visit. And this is what they found. They found exquisite icons, and they are beautiful to see. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with these icons. Are they going to recover them with plaster, or are they going to take them down? I have no idea. Please leave your comments. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.